Alright, welcome back to another episode of Templar Talk, number 47, 48?
48?
Yeah, something like that. And we decided to record a Q&A as we were already speaking about it in our previous episodes. So we put out that question sticker and we got a couple of questions for us. So, Yay! I'm curious what our answer is going to be. I want to thank everyone who sent in questions. Some of you sent multiple questions, so let's go. Let's start right away with the first question, which is, who was the nicest band you ever met and who was the worst? I am curious. Who's that going to be for you, Elvira?
Well, the nicest band I ever met or the worst? Well, I worked for 10 years in a venue, so I met a lot of bands. But when you're strictly talking to Tempelores, I didn't met that many bands. And I don't think there was not a nice band because I mainly requested interviews with bands that I did like. So that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, but if you like a band, it doesn't mean that they're the nicest, per se.
No, but I don't have very weird experiences. Well, I remember a Finnish evening where they gonna decapitate our head and put it on a stick, but that wasn't necessary and not nice.
No, that was actually nice. It was fun.
It was actually funny, and it was
comedy,
and it was So, not nice. I don't know. I think they were all nice, and I think the bands that I interviewed for Tempelores, they were all kind of professional about it, and they.
Yeah, most of them are, although
Even
I
though
have a lot of experience.
Yeah, I know some of you, I think we've talked about those, but I think the bands that I interviewed, most of the bands I kind of knew the people or had spoken to the person. Not all the time, but and they always made an effort to be very professional about it, and they, you know. But I think the nicest... God. Well, the most lovely memory I have, but I think I said that 1 or 2 episodes back, I think Kamfar, with Dog, that was just a very nice interview. It was memorable. I think there was like a personal click or something, and then we kept talking, and that was just really lovely. But I've met so many nice people. Of course, there have been... When working in a venue, of course, there have been bands that were a little bit more with fingers in their nose or in their ass, or like an attitude. But I kind of forgot who those bands were. I do remember Trail of Tears and Epica. I think they were they were like after the gig. Putting away the beers in the crate and cleaning up the dressing room, and that I walked in and everything was done. I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's nice. Very considerate that they clean up.
Maybe they don't do those things anymore, because that we're talking about, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago or longer.
Yeah.
So...
But it helps to leave a good impression. So I think any band should consider having such an attitude, because that's the thing that people remember, right? So
I think we did have in Bibelo a couple of bands that sort of trashed the backstage, but you don't get invited back by the booker. So in the end... Yeah,
so...
Not much rock and roll, I think. So that's kind of my question, but yeah. And you?
I think for me the nicest bands I've met are the ones that are in my so-called inner circle. It's like it also, if you're super nice to me, it helps to become one of the bands in my inner circle. So
Okay, listen carefully, people.
yeah, no, but like I mean, the bands that I consider in my inner circle are the ones that I look after, in the sense of they can have benefits from that also in business, so to say. I think people just really want to hear a couple names that are, and I think I would mention a couple bands from Finland like Chroma or Iwana Yulma, Kilt. These people are really like in my inner circle, but also internationally you could look like in the Foreshadowing, Besiege, those kind of bands that I've known for a long time and I've always had good experience with them. So yeah, that really helps as me thinking of you as nicest band. But I've also met very many other bands that I'm maybe less close to, but I still consider them like a couple of nice people. I remember, for example, Poets of the Fall.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that I had to interview them in like 2007 or so. And it was at Anka Rock Festival, and I was like super hot outside. I was running up and down from that hill like a couple times. I was exhausted, and I had to go really fast up the hill to be on time for my interview with the singer. And I remember he saw me coming in and my state, like my red face and my sweat and everything. And he just like, oh, sit down, take some M&Ms, please, take some M&Ms. I'll give you something to drink. And I was like, yeah, no, let's just start the interview. Let's just start the interview. Yeah, no, I think he was also really nice, but...
Yeah, I'm thinking there was, but I don't know, I can't remember the name of the band, but there was a band that... they requested to do an interview and they were like support act or something. And I thought it was just interviewing one person, but the whole band was there. I think there were like 8 people there.
Oh, those are the hardest interviews, you know.
No, it was actually a very fun interview because they were so willing to talk.
Yeah.
And when I asked questions about, how do you write songs, and they were there. Sometimes you have, when you interview a band, you have a 1-sentence answer.
Yeah.
But it was like a 10-minute answer, and everybody was sharing like, oh, but I enjoyed this part, and they had like sort of discussions with each other, and I was just there. So that was really fun. And then I think they kept sending me like, oh, thank you so much, and I was like, well, I didn't do much. I just asked some questions, but they were all so eager to tell about them and how they make music, and they were so also, I think they just signed a deal and they were so happy, and they were touring, and they were, they had their first steps into the world of music, I think, and it was so lovely. Yeah. So I remember that, but I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, but this is also like 2007, I think, or 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I've seen like also some bands that I've for the Netherlands. I think I always had fun with Intwine, and I've met them only a couple times or so, but they are always like super friendly and such, also somewhat local, because one of them was living near my best friend's place, and I remember one day he bursted into our apartment there when we had a party, and he was like, my girlfriend cannot sleep. And I remember I was standing there while I was picking up drinks for people, and I was just saying, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And I handed him a beer, and he just looked at me a bit like, what the fuck? And decided to join the party at that point. And I was taking back of that, and I thought that was actually quite funny.
Well, I remember another... but maybe you have to be Dutch to know this. But it's a different genre. They like hip hop guys. I think they were kind of localish. Typhoon and Styx.
Oh yeah.
And they were playing one of them. I think it was Styx as a support and Typhoon. But I was joking with one of my co-workers the whole day about windhoos en stokjes, translated in Dutch, and it sounds so wrong in Dutch if you translate it. But those two guys, it was like also the same time, I think, so many years ago. And they were like young guys, and they were so polite and asking, "Can I please have a beer?" Of course, there's a whole fridge for you to do. But it was so sort of sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
And they now, I'm not sure if Styx is still doing something, but Typhoon is quite a name in the music.
Yeah, they're quite around.
He plays like main stage from Appelpop and whatever, I think.
Yeah, he's everywhere. That's everywhere.
Doing collaborations, and he's like this grown-up person. And I have the memory of this like young guy, just, sort of almost shy and asking politely if he could have a beer, and it was so cute. Those are the fun memories.
Yeah, I just remember one memory, I think, from Skindred when I never met this band before, but they played in Amsterdam in Melkweg, and I decided to go there, so I have been in contact with their reps. So I came to the venue, and they had everything ready for me, an envelope with my entry tickets, my wristband, and my AAA pass. So I was like, oh, what? I'm not used to that in this venue specifically, because that's a quite strict venue. So I was like, okay, that's nice. And I was like, yeah, so do I just march in and say hi to people I've never met before? Well, I've absolutely no reason to do so. I ended up meeting them, and I had just a great time talking to these people. Also, I decided to go there also because I knew the support. So that was make it a bit more easier to just march in like that. To my worst, I think, if I have to say the actual worst, I hate the bands that basically do not show up. Because yes, those people are around, that they have an appointment for an interview and they don't show up, and they don't even bother to apologize or let you know anything or whatever. I think that's really sucks. And maybe I could say drop a name, because yes, if we speak about the positives, we also have to dare to say the negatives. And I would say that would be Sister May from Belgium, because last year I think the guy who I was interviewing didn't show up twice, and the third time he was late. Said he looked like he didn't sleep for 3 days or something, and decided at some point that he would switch off the camera, and I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna get it over with, because I'm sick and tired of this guy. And the funny thing is, the guy actually started adding me on Facebook after that, and I was thinking, oh god, great. Worst, I also didn't like meeting Mayhem. I didn't interact much with them, but when I was interviewing their support band, and they were like sitting around outside of that room that I had to cross afterwards. Yeah, I walked by and they were having some substance on the table, organized in lines, and so that I didn't like that very much. Now, of course, that's all their business, but they were also just simply not friendly people. Of course, that's also part of their image, I guess, but I just remember that as something I was like, okay, I don't want to be around these people anymore. I rushed out and I was like, whatever, never mind, bye. But for the most part, people are at least professional, and you don't have a clique with everyone, of course. But I at least appreciate a professional approach, so to say. If we cannot be friends, that's okay. That's okay. All right. Next question is European or American bands?
European.
Yeah, I guess for me the same. I mean, we are European, so we're much closer in culture, way of thinking, and whatever. So I don't know. I don't think I have a hate for American bands per se, but in general, I connect more to European bands.
Was it about the people or the music? I mean,
For I think for both actually.
music-wise,
I think because especially with the music, there's so much from yourself in there. So it's just I don't know. In general, I think I'm mostly drawn to European bands, but it also is because American bands you don't get to see that often. Maybe you see them every once in a while when they tour in Europe. European bands, they're every 1.5 years they'll pass by basically. Mainly.
a lot faster, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like a lot of melodic death metal bands, and a lot of them are coming from Finland and Sweden, so that's European. A lot of bands I like are from Europe, but there are also a couple of bands from America and around, or Canada, or so.
Yeah.
And even when you meet those, they're nice, but
yeah,
I don't know.
You just don't get to connect on the same level, I think.
Also, it's easier to connect with European bands.
Yeah, I think so too. All right.
And the European bands are probably smaller bands when you meet them, and the Americans are more of already sort of a made name.
Yeah,
they're touring in Europe.
Yeah.
Not always, because they can be a support band of another American band, but
yeah, but sometimes they're trying more to connect than like they're very eager to make the connections in Europe, so that's also a thing. I don't know. I remember I was recently talking about with the Canadian bands, and they wanted to tour in the US and such because they wanted to see some different country, they said. And I was like, yeah, that's a bit easier in Europe because it's just for me, where I live, it's 20 minutes until I'm in Germany. And if I drive south in 3 hours, I'm almost in France. Because it took me 3 hours to get to Alcatraz. And that's basically at the border already.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking it's so easy for us to tour around and go to different countries. I mean, I drive to Denmark sometimes, I drive to Sweden sometimes, and it's just a couple hours basically compared to in Canada, for example. And guess that's a thing too. All right, next question is any tattoos?
Nope.
No, me neither. I have no intention to get one either. It's just doesn't fit with me. I change my mind on what I like so often that I wouldn't be happy with something that's that permanent.
Yeah, I don't have tattoos either, but I do like people with tattoos.
Yeah, that's
sometimes people there's these people that have full cover. Some I really I think it's amazing how they look, or when sleeves, or I like it, but for me, I never got the urge to get a tattoo, and I think when I get one I want more. Or like you, I get bored of what I have because so
that, and I think also at some point the acceptance for tattoos in the Netherlands is much different than, for example, in Scandinavia. So all right, favorite lens. Now that's interesting.
Lens.
Yes, for us photographers.
As a photographer, favorite lens. To get a photo pass and photograph.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. That doesn't depend on the country. That depends.
No. I mean lens for photo. Which lens do you like to use most?
Oh, lens. Okay, I thought in country as in land.
No.
I very much like my 24-70. Because you can do a lot with that lens.
Yeah.
I'm not a real big fan of my 70-200, but on festivals it's really easy to have. And also when you're standing in the back of a venue, you can still get nice stage shots from afar. I do not own a smaller or a wide angle lens. I wish I would have that. To have something before the 24. Because sometimes I would like to have the whole stage on my photo or all the members, and sometimes it's not possible now with the 24. Yeah. And you?
That's a hard one for me. I mean, I think the most used one is the 2470, but if I look at the image results, I think I would go for the 70-200 because it's a beast. And I think also it depends because I have the Canon, and there I would maybe have a different decision, but for the Sony I would say my 70-200 is just that image quality surpasses definitely everything.
Yeah. But you have a Sony lens as well.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I have the Sigma, and I also love the quality of the lens.
Yeah, they're close.
I used to have the Sigma for the Nikon before all these new cameras, and that one was already so sharp. Yeah. But I do have to say that somehow with Sigma the 2470 is less sharp than that 70-200. Those are like...
Yeah. And I must admit, like, even if I go to Willemijn in the cafe, I mean, sometimes I take it because there's usually, if it's not full, you have the space to use it for the drummer from the side. Yeah. And then, you know, those pictures, the sharpness, the quality and the depth of field that you can reach with that. It's so, yeah, that's something different. So I would say that, but I must admit I also do like my my wide angles, but it's harder to use it in a place where it's very dark because your depth of field needs to be a bit higher, ideally to get everything sharp. So therefore it's always a bit love-hate for me. And also, I think my answer is the 70-200 from Sony would be my favorites.
Yeah, well for me, when you talk about sharpness, it's the 70-200 Sigma. When you talk about most used, most favorite lens, if I could only take one camera with me or one lens, it would be the 2470 because it's so versatile. And I like to capture not only profile pictures of an artist, but I like to put the lights on it. I like to have a lot of negative space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Makes sense. Tips for starters in photography. Yeah.
Don't? No.
No, I was thinking about the same. I think my best tip would be manage your expectations. If you think that we were just talking a little bit about this before we started the podcast, actually, don't have any expectations that you will make a living photographing bands alone. I mean, see it as a side thing, and then you'll be more satisfied, I guess. Also know that it's an expensive thing to do, so yeah, you might be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's really, it depends what you want to get out of it. If you want to, I see a lot of new people entering the photo pit, which is lovely, you know. We once started there too. But if I see that after 1 year of photographing, they sort of complain that there is no band that takes them on tour.
Yeah. Gosh.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's.
I know. I have to say, the last couple of years, there's so many more bands that are taking photographers on tour. Because when we started, that was not a thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And it's more like content creators rather than photographers.
Yes.
So to say.
But and it's you know, if you really want to live off as a true photographer, you need to understand that there's
you'll
you have to go from tour to tour, and there are a couple. There's like a big number of people that are doing that, but they also build connections over the last, I don't know, many years. And even them, they seem to be sometimes be without a job for a month, and they have to contact people like, do you need anyone on tour? Do you need for me to cover a show? Or so if that's your goal, you can still make it, but you need to be aware it's not the most easiest job in the world.
Yeah.
Also, touring is really hard. It's not glitter and glamour. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
You have to edit when the band is still sleeping, probably. And then you have to day the show. You edit when they have a party. You edit. You know, it's not.
It's not rock and roll.
It's not the most glitter and glamour as some people think. It's hard work. I never did it. I smelled it a little bit, but I know a couple of people that are. But if you just like to enjoy taking photographs for a band, like we started in small local clubs, where you could bring in your camera for free. You didn't have to have a photo pass. I'm not sure if there are still places around.
Yeah, there are.
Because a bar is really dark, so that's different than going to a venue for sure. And then there's kind of funny that sometimes people they only do like the big stadium shows, like more pop and AFAS and Ziggo Dome and arenas. The light on those shows is totally different than when you go to a death metal concert in a small venue. Something to be aware of, the genre that you like. And I would say, just if you like to go, just give it a try. Just do it. I mean,
do it and find.
Do it
when you're young. Do it when you're young. When you're still able to just leave and do it.
And there's so many photographers that are willing to help you. You can ask questions. It's not. I know a lot of people who are in the photo pit. We support each other. It's not. Of course, there are people that are,
Depends on the country, though. Don't expect people to support you in Germany, for example, because that is much more competitive than, for example, in the Netherlands.
So.
Be prepared to graft for it. Have your financial situation in order, because it is going to be expensive to keep your gear up, and the payout is not going to be big. So manage your expectations. That's, I think, the best tip. Do your research, find out what it entails, and if you just want to do it for fun, to meet international people, be creative with that, then just go for it and have fun, but keep your other job. Don't quit your job just yet.
But you know why I do it and not something else, taking photographs of something else? I just like the rush in the photo pit. I just like the creativity of it. I just like that you don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Unless you've seen the show a couple of times before, because or you've seen the band before, the little things they do, the moments, But otherwise, if you never saw a band, it's, you have 2 or 3 songs and you have to get it. And that's a certain rush. Also, don't ask me what kind of songs the band played, because I absolutely don't know. I really don't know. I'm there, I'm focused on where the people are, like a sixth sense, You look at one side of the stage, but somehow you also know that the guitarist on the right is coming closer, and then you can switch, and then sometimes you miss things.
That is.
But for me, it's still... the drive, the love of music, the combination of being creative.
I think so. That's just that. Just don't think you'll be a millionaire doing this kind of job. And also be aware, at some point you're becoming at an age that it's not going to be fun for you anymore to be on tour with young people. And Yeah, let's be real. At some point, you will be coming closer to retirement, and then you will still have to wonder, like, do I still want to like tour and be on the road all the time? Maybe you want to start a family. Well, that makes your life a lot harder when you're constantly on the road. Just keep those things in mind. That's the best tip we can give, I guess. All right, next one. Best live show we've seen.
Ever.
Yeah, I guess so. I already have issues making that up for a year. Come on. And that's for the next episode for this year, so...
I don't know, best live show. There's
so many memorable shows
and it's
I've
not always
not everything you can...
Best, the best show is my most favorable show, because, for example, I've seen Solstafir in Baruch. It was really small, it was really dark. When you talk about the best show, are you talking about the whole production? Are you talking about light? Are you talking about sound?
Yeah, or the experience.
But the show from Solstafir, it was dark, it was tiny, it was not a lot of people. I think there were like 70 people, 100 maybe. For me, it was an amazing show, but I know, like, the singer from Solstafir, he broke his guitar. For him, it was absolutely not a good show. For me, it was absolutely one of the best, because I kind of felt the band was playing for me, because it was so small, and you can almost feel the tension from the artists on stage playing and the musicians, and you can, if they did a sigh like in between, you could hear it almost, and it was that made that show for me special. But it wasn't like when you talk about the best show.
Yeah.
If you're talking, so I've seen last year Gojira.
Yeah, that's always good ones.
They were headlining Dynamo Metal Fest. Their show, that's production wise.
Yeah, they have really strong production, but they always had. I can't recall having a show from Gojira that I didn't like that whole thing of,
So it's really hard for me to say, and there's like probably gonna be some Apocalyptica show in there because we were fans.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably one of those that are memorable. Because you as a fan, you experience things different, I think. But I've seen a lot of shows and performances not as a fan, and they can still amaze me. The show can still be amazing. So it's really hard. I don't know which one to pick. You?
Yeah, I cannot pick one specifically. I like I said, I like very often small shows, and if I have to mention just a random one that would be in that selection of best ever, I think I'm thinking back of a show very much up north, I think in Finland. I don't know, I don't even remember this city or so, small town. I would go there and I would see Ivana Ilma, and I really like the band. They sing in Finnish, but then for me it's like, you don't really need to speak Finnish to understand this band. Like, you can feel the passion, the gravity of it very much if you listen to that band. And I remember I hitched a ride with the band actually to the place, and we would come there. I would be standing there. There was some other bands too, but there was not exactly a whole lot of people in that bar. So to say, the lights were pretty shitty. It was just a bar, and that was that. Comes out the Ivan Eulma, and the singer comes out in his boxers and starts doing this really intense show and giving it everything, every movement. It's full passion into their performance, and I was just thinking like, wow, first of all, he really has the guts to go and be on a stage like that. I think a lot of people wouldn't do that, you know? And just the way that everything comes to you. It's so unique. And that's, for them, I always have that, but this was really one of the most memorable shows, I think. Nice. But of course, I think the final farewell show of Sentence is also high on my list for best live shows, because that's just a goodbye.
And I want to say, I was thinking about, it fits your Sentence one. We were, 2 years ago, we went to Poison Black on the Rocks.
Yeah. Gosh,
and maybe it was not their best show ever, but it was, you were there with people that they liked the band, they know the songs.
Yeah.
They were back on the stage together. The energy was so amazing.
Yeah.
And they were enjoying and amazed by everyone there, flying in from whatever, Mexico, Chile, whatever.
Brazil everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere. And that made that show special. So it will be somewhere in
the memories, yeah.
But
yeah,
the best show.
I think I don't think I have one best show ever. No, it's impossible.
I think if you talk to us for an hour, we can come up with great shows and think of, this one and that one and it's those shows you remember, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the best one. But there's something that made that show stand out.
Yeah. So many. Next question. I think we sort of answered it a little bit already. Would you be 100% photographer if you could? Well, I will start. No. For me, no. Not even if you take it broader than that, as in being a photographer also on other disciplines than music. No. For me, how I work is that I need a balance in being intellectually challenged and being creative. And it really works very well for me to be in an office and get pissed off at people, because there's so much emotions coming into me that I can go back home and start being creative and let that all out. And so, as you guys can imagine, I'm in a very creative moment at the right now. But yeah, for me that really, I really need that balance. Right after I graduated, I've spent a long time where photography was a lot my main income. But I would also feel very blunt and I don't know, I felt bored with life or something. I don't know. And that's just because I felt intellectually not challenged or so. I don't know.
Yeah, for me,
if it makes sense.
I think I kind of feel the same. At one point I decided, I don't know, just try. I did some weddings, I did some family shoots, I did some buildings. But the thing is, when it turns into a job, you have to deliver also on the days you don't feel like it. You have to get clients, you have to do the business side of it. And I'm not the very best entrepreneur. I have a hard time asking people a lot of money for my work, even though I feel there's value. But that all comes to play when you do it professionally and only. And like you say, it's, for me, it's about being creative, being in a photo pit or going out with my camera. It's my therapy. So if it becomes a job, it's different.
Yeah.
Maybe, and I don't think I could do maybe only photography.
No.
Maybe in a couple of years, I would love to have my own little bookstore with a certain range of how do you say it, genres. I see myself sitting there, but beside that, I would like to do some photography, but not as a main thing.
Yeah, I think 50-50 could be a thing, but I would still, I really enjoy business. I've always been. I'm a BBA for a reason. I'm going up for a bit more than that. So in a couple of years, I'm like a super business nerd.
Maybe I should hire you for my...
Yeah, we could do well if we work together like that. Although it's hard being in a business with friends. But like we would complement each other in that way, I think. But for 100%, I would say no. Even for a while, maybe I could do it. Like now I have a lot more time on hand, so I could do a lot more photography. But in the end, I wouldn't do that full time. No. Okay. Current fave band. Here we go again. Damn. I don't know. If I just look at what I'm listening most at the moment, I could say The Foreshadowing because I play their album a lot. But that also means that if one of the other ones of my inner circle come with an album, which is going to be happening soon, it might be that at that point it switches around to them. Yeah. I don't know. But and also, like... It for me, some albums just resonate with you a lot, and then you listen to that album quite a lot
for a period of time.
And that doesn't make them my favorite band or something. So, but if I have to mention a favorite band, I think The Foreshadowing. They've been around for a long time. They're nice people, and I always like their album. They don't have an album that I don't like, so hey, that says a lot. And you're like, help. I don't know.
No, I was thinking, if you listen to us talking at the end of our podcast, we kind of share a playlist, and I think there's a couple of bands on there quite often. So I listen to those a lot.
Yeah.
But there's a Spotify rap coming up. And I know Spotify is not the best, not supporting bands and stuff, but I don't know. I think I will fall for the trap again of sharing it. Because I like to see those lists from other people, so maybe I will share mine and then you will see exactly how much I've been listening to certain bands.
Graveyard.
And which band. I'm not sure if that's going to be on number one, actually.
That doesn't matter.
But it's probably going to be in there in the top 5. I think I've listened a lot, but I listen to a lot also in periods of time because there's like periods when I listen to a lot of. Actually, yesterday I went to see Nothing More. There have been periods where I've listening to a lot of Nothing More and actually the Italian band Maneskin. I think that was last year, but then there is a period, a couple of months there, I listen a lot to those two bands, and then I don't know, it changes over time to now where I listen a lot to Graveyard and All of Them Witches and a couple of more jazzy stuff. And at the moment I'm listening a lot to In Mourning. I like their album. But also Before the Dawn.
Yeah. And funny thing, I was always traditionally the one who loved Before the Dawn more. So now seeing you come on board, it's yay!
Yay! Finally!
I succeeded!
Yeah, I was thinking, did I ever saw them...
Together with me, yes.
In the past?
I think so, in Baruch. Because they've been with Insomnia and Mens Follow the Sun a lot. So we've definitely. Yeah.
So but my Spotify rap will tell you exactly what I've been listening most.
I cannot help you people with Spotify because I'm not using Spotify, so sorry. Before that you would have like Last.fm, where it would keep track on what you play on your computer and such, but I don't have that, so I don't know. I just have to do it from memory, I guess.
Oh, and last week I actually listened to Moonshot as well.
Huh. Okay. All right.
I forgot to mention that in our playlist.
Yeah. That's okay. First show that we've seen. Oh, that goes back a long time. That would be Saint Ernst and Tiamat, I guess.
I think
for me in Tilburg, and I've actually we've talked about that someone, and I think I also wrote a Baptized in Metal, but I'm not sure if you have a Baptized in Metal on Templars page. No, so no.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I think the first ever thing music-wise that would have been a band from my classmates, where I set foot in a venue and sort of never left that venue for, I don't know, 15 years, because I wasn't 18 back then. But then the first bigger band, it's really bad to say, but the Kelly family, I went there with a classmate and her mother. They took me there, and it was in Ahoy.
Nice. That's a big one, yeah.
So that was my first. My parents weren't really into music. They listen a lot of music. They like the Golden Earring, Fleetwood Mac, I don't know. And I think when they were younger, they were going to concerts, but they never took me anywhere.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember. That's also possible. But so yeah, but so small bands, local bands, for a while, I think, and then maybe something like Green Lizard, Antwine, all those bands that were coming into the venue.
Yeah.
And then maybe some bigger bands, but I had absolutely no idea which band. And then, I don't know.
Oh well. Do we have other hobbies? Well, I think you already mentioned that you want a bookstore, so I guess people can understand that it has to do with reading.
Yeah, but I haven't done that for a long time in my life, and I think the last year I kind of got back to it.
Yeah.
But I like to paint.
Oh yeah, nice.
There's like paint and there's a painting. And
I've been doing painting recently. Not per se like paintings, but like I paint bricks for my garden.
But I don't paint realistic, so it's also a therapy. Just smash a lot of paint on a...
Yeah. And for me it's kind of more to decorate the stones that I have laying around to hold plastic down inside, so they look a bit cool. I make them black or white, and then I write lyrics on it or logo and such. And yeah, I entertain my neighborhood with that because they walk by, and I have like one of those video cameras doorbells, and like they only record if you're on my property, so if you're just passing by you won't be recorded, but some person decided he would enter my my garden so he could read what was on one of them, and that was one from there I wrote a little piece from the foreshadowing song, and then it says there literally, "What's the matter with waiting here for so long?" And he's reading that out loud and I hear it, and his wife was behind him and he's reading that out loud, and I see him being like, "What the fuck?" And he turns around and rushes off like as if he's been caught.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I love that one. I was like, okay, this is really cool. But yeah, I have a couple of them laying around. Sometimes it's just a logo that I like to paint, and yeah, that's just something that I wanted to do if I don't want to look at a screen or something.
Yeah, I enjoy painting in a way that I usually put music on. Sometimes it's things like Heilung and more the folk-driven stuff. And then sometimes I like to enjoy a glass of red wine and then just put music on and then just stare at my paper or my canvas and then have paint ready, pick a few colors, and I just start and, don't think, just paint, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Let whatever out what needs to get out. And I enjoy it. I haven't done it for a while, but being creative in different ways.
I like gardening.
I know.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's also one of my hobbies, I guess. And DIYs, like for my house, like although at the moment I have a project going on that I...
Kitchen?
Yeah. But
last year I was there and there was...
I don't know. I think I started early this year indeed. But like, I always said that it would be a project I would take my time for, so I feel no pressure. But also because of the hectic things going on in the work life, that made it also that I didn't really want to spend time on it. Yeah. And I've been building a greenhouse in my backyard. And
that's so lovely, people.
Yeah, I gave priority over my kitchen.
A functioning kitchen.
Yeah. Well, my kitchen is functional. It's just not pretty at the moment. No, I can cook perfectly, no problem. There's everything is there that I need. So no, it's not like I have to microwave my food or something. I don't even have a microwave. I won't put it in my kitchen anyway. But, yeah. And I have some spare time, so I will probably start doing a little bit more on that and see if I can find somebody to help me with one thing that I won't be doing myself before the end of the year. I hope so, otherwise I'm screwed. But let's see. Yeah. Any more hobbies? I don't know. I like to hike a little bit, but I do that only... Same. I don't do that like every week or something. It's like sometimes I just feel like going and then I go on a trip to UK and spend long time hiking for like 20 kilometers or something like that. Or go to Japan and hike up Mount Fuji, for example. That sort of things. But I'm like not like regularly going for 20-kilometer hikes. I do the smaller ones in my neighborhood, but sometimes I just feel like, okay, let's go for a long trip, and I do that. So, yeah. I guess not much more. I mean...
I like to hike too.
Yeah. We should really hike together sometimes. We don't really do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mullertal was really nice in autumn.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Well,
I saw the pictures.
Plans!
Yeah.
New plans, but we need to go to Finland again together as well.
Yeah.
We still have to celebrate our 20-year of friendship.
I know. I kind of consider doing a small trip after Christmas, like a couple days or something. But that would be more like city trip to a place that people don't expect me to go to, I guess. But hey, I don't know. I have to check the monies to...
South, you said.
Yeah, south. I have to check the monies and to see how far I'm with the kitchen project.
Money.
Because I do want to make progress on my kitchen also on that. And also because the period of the year will be expensive. So yeah. We'll have to see. Any more hobbies for you? Did I overtalked? No.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Next one. How do you deal with negativity? I don't think as Templars we get a lot of negativity. I didn't see any, at least. So, I don't know. Guess we're doing fine.
I don't know, there are probably people that don't like me, but they don't tell it to my face, so...
And they also don't bother to share it on our socials, so...
No.
Good. We guess we're good. But in general, looking at negativity in life, well, I made a voodoo doll recently.
I saw it.
It was just me being on my creative sometimes because.
You shared a picture with something that you made like lavender
bags,
yeah. And then I was like, wait, there's a voodoo doll.
Yeah, I also made that, and it doesn't have lavender in it. It's no, because I was intending to like burn it. I still have it on my desk, to be honest, but I think if I burn it, then in my mind I can close something off. So I might do that at some point, but I'm a bit worried that it will create dark black clouds if I burn it, because the whatever I put inside I don't know how that looks like if I burn it, so I have to find maybe I'll do that around New Year's Eve so people are not that worried.
Good choice.
Yeah, so that and it's also nice to close the year with, so the negativity is burned away or something. I don't know. That's something.
I don't know. I don't deal with negativity.
No, I don't know if I should.
Painting.
Yeah.
Being in the photo pit.
Yeah, and sometimes I just talk it out, like, and being a bit Rotterdam-ish by
Walking,
swearing.
swearing.
But usually not to people's faces,
No.
but when I'm on my room or in my head or something like that, and being like F you, F this, F this. Oh yeah. But that's
Oh yeah.
not something
You're making a song out of it.
Yeah, I'm all... I don't know, but that's just something I'm having in my head mainly, not per se something that I go up to a person and put it in his face or something. Not confrontational.
I think I use all the creativity as a way of dealing with all the negativities.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for
life.
sure. Yeah.
So if that's not there anymore, I would probably go insane, I think, at the moment. But...
Yeah. All right. This one next question is definitely not for me because it is, what's your favorite coffee?
My favorite coffee.
What a question.
Well,
I drink tea.
I drink black coffee with a dash of oat milk. But I also love in the winter. I haven't had it this year, but the gingerbread cookie, gingerbread cafe, whatever latte stuff. I like those as well. Sometimes like a hazelnut or vanilla flavored. I had it in France last summer. I had something with it called noisettes, and I thought it was like nuts, but they had nuts in it.
Yeah.
You don't need to chew on your coffee. Sorry, that was so weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes I enjoy black coffee. Or, I used to work in tourism for a period of time in my life, and I had these luxury trips where they invited me from the region, and then we would travel to places and hotels and get the food that was there. They had like everywhere these real espressos, Italian espressos.
Yeah. That you can only drink at a certain time of the day, otherwise they will get offended.
Well, it's like when you drink it, you need to drink a whole bottle of water after it because it's like a stone on the stomach. But they were strong.
Yeah.
So yeah, but usually with a dash of oat milk.
All right.
No sugar.
Yeah. Now people know that they can buy us a coffee. Hashtag. It's in our. It's in the description on the video, so you can do that.
Coffee dates, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, a song to play on your wedding. Well, I'm very much far away from being on a wedding, I guess, but...
I think I'm even further away from that, so...
I don't know, do we even want to get married? I don't know. I have no specific opinion about that, if I want to.
I don't know.
But if
I used to always... But I'm a sort of a romantic person, but... I didn't get married, for one. But now, you never know who you're going to meet in your life.
Yeah,
and how that will be.
True.
And maybe, I'm still hopelessly romantic, so...
yeah.
But I don't really believe in the... Maybe it's not the wedding as the traditional, thing, like you need to... put on a dress and invite people and party.
No.
It's more...
Well,
the thing I have nowadays, like, people just throw a party.
Yeah.
And the meaning of marriage, I don't know. But maybe I do if I find a person.
Yeah. The thing is...
You like to do something with that person to make it...
Yeah. I think I always imagined that if I would get married, I would, invite maybe only my parents and my brother with his family for a dinner, and then the next day I would organize a festival where all my friends would go and some random fans of the bands that are playing, so it makes it a bit more affordable. And then I would have a small little festival instead, so I can also give the opportunity to friends to play a show in wherever I live at that moment. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just, I don't know.
Well, I do have a very, very old Pinterest board. And I have pictures on there, like festival themes.
Oh, really?
But more like the you know, you go out and somewhere in a field and there's like haystacks and people gather around a campfire and just having a good time.
Yeah.
With a local band or friends that are playing acoustic something.
Yeah.
Um,
I think
I would like that, but not
Yeah.
to celebrate love with friends and family or
Yeah.
just friends. I don't know.
Yeah, I think my family wouldn't enjoy metal, so that's why I keep a
That's
separate night for them. But like, I mean, of course they'll be invited, but I can totally understand if they don't want to hang around all the time. But I would, yeah, that's just something that I always have kept in mind that I would want to do. But okay, back to the question: a song to play. Well,
I don't know.
if it would be a love song, I could think of Sentenced, You Are the Only One for Me. That would be one that I could enjoy, but it's not, yeah, I don't know. It's a fast song and not a slow song, for example, or romantic. Yeah, the lyrics are romantic, but the music is kind of not, so.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that no, I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Maybe,
hard.
Maybe some Apocalyptica song, but there's no lyrics. So
Yeah, that's
I would
the
pick
thing.
one of those without lyrics. So
Yeah.
and other songs, I don't know. Maybe that also depends on the person.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's not the only thing that I would decide. It would be the other person also has an opinion about that, I guess. Although you can totally pick up 2 songs, of course. That would be totally fine.
Huh?
Okay, what is the furthest you traveled to see a band? Ooh, I think that would be up to North Finland, probably.
Have I seen a show in Oulu? No.
I did, like, but that, to be honest, I was already in Finland, so it was like only 8 hours or so. Only. I've also been hopping in a car and drive 14 hours to see a band, so.
Yeah. I will not step you.
No, but that's okay because I have a little bit more freedom in my life.
So less than 14 hours. No, I think we've been together to Germany to some festivals.
Yeah.
We've flown to Finland for festivals.
Bands
I've been to
for Karel. No, a
I've
Poison
been to
Black.
Sweden for a concert from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
But that was staying in Finland at the time. I've been in Oslo.
Yeah, me too.
But I had a boyfriend there, so that was I was there already. So I think Germany, maybe Luxembourg.
Yeah.
But festivals in Finland,
Belgium. But it's not far.
Show in Belgium, but Belgium is not far. It's closer than Amsterdam for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What is the strangest compliment?
Oh wait, Montreux Jazz Festival.
Oh yeah, France, right? Or is that Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland.
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's the furthest.
Okay.
I've been flying to Finland, I think,
Yeah.
to really see music, not to just be there. And
Yeah.
although didn't like last 2 years ago, like Poison Black,
No.
it's a weekend, so I don't just fly to see the band and fly back directly,
But it was
sort
the
of.
reason you kind of went there.
Yes.
So.
Well, the reason was that you bought me a ticket and say, I have another ticket, so now you have to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I don't argue with that.
I'll keep that in mind. All right. What is the strangest compliment someone has given you?
I do remember there was like a guy giving me a compliment, but it was not actually a compliment, you know, that was actually like saying he hated you, but then nicely formed.
Oh.
And given as a sort of a compliment, but other than that, I don't know. I don't think I remember those things. That's like...
I don't know. I think I have one that I could recall when I was in Rotterdam, walking on a Nieuwe Binnenweg, and there was this woman sitting outside of her store, and she complimented on my beautiful white complexion. And I was just kind of
You look like a ghost.
No, but like she started touching my skin and be like, stay out of the sun, don't get darker. And I was just thinking, wow, I don't know if this is a compliment or am I listening to somebody who's just trying to be like super racist or something? I don't really know what to think of this. And I remember we walked a little bit further after that. And I remember the guy that I was with at that point, he looked at me and he says, was that woman just giving you a compliment on your skin color? Because he's not Dutch. So I was like, yeah, awkward.
Well, I do remember in primary school that, I was also fairly white. And then in winter, even more. And then when you say you felt sick, everybody would say, oh, yeah, you look so white.
Yeah.
Maybe you're really ill. Like, no, but okay.
Yikes. Yeah.
Like, you look like
at
bluish
least
white, like
at least you can get away with a sick day.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I think that was so weird for me to hear. I was like, I didn't really know how to respond to that at that point. I was like, I don't... Thanks, I guess. I mean, it's not something I can do anything myself on, so that's already a bit weird to get complimented about. And then, I don't know, it felt like, am I talking to somebody who was just super racist or something that she's saying this? Super weird. Oh well, last question that we got. What is the best festival food? Okay, for me, I could say it is any food that can be served fast, is easy to eat, and doesn't leave like have a lot of sauce on it, so you have to watch how to eat it. So something that you can just eat easily without making a mess out of yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be the best festival food for me. And that could sometimes simply be a hamburger or a bag of fries or something. But anything simple.
And if there was no queue and you would just get it, what would it be? If you don't have to take that in mind.
The queue?
No, if just the food.
If it's only for the food and I mean...
So it doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to, because it's there.
I don't know. If it's there and it doesn't matter. It's for me, I need to be able to eat it fast. I don't want to sit around because I'm always busy. I need to walk to the next stage, yeah? So I want something that I can eat easily and fast. And without making a mess out of myself. And preferably something I can only use with one hand, because I have always my hands full. So like a hamburger, for example, is very easy. Or a pizza or something. Something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think any specific type of food for that matters much to me.
Well, the last festivals for me I've been to are where I was working, and then you get crew food.
Yeah.
Or
that's
sometimes
true.
the same food as the bands. But I would like something like rice and veggies. But when I'm eating, it's like, fast
yeah.
editing. Oh shit, next band.
Yeah.
Run off, come back, food is cold, you eat some more. Definitely just fries would do with mayonnaise. Usually on the third day I crave fries with fat mayonnaise because mainly I don't eat enough on those festival days.
Well, I must admit that South of Heaven have really good Limburgse vla, so I really appreciated that. But
I had, I think, the burgers were meat, so I think I had the pancakes, the crepes.
Yeah, no. But I meant the free
Yeah, but the
pies
day I was there the first day. And
Oh,
there
yeah,
was
then
no.
they didn't have that.
Well, I think they
Yes.
did, but they didn't specify it was for the whole media people.
No, they
just,
did. Yeah.
And then the next day they were kind of.
No, somebody asked, I think, and then we figured out, okay, we can eat that.
Yeah.
But they also
that's
had
really nice.
They also had free bread, which were really good. They were very hospitable for us there. Yeah, that was nice. I do really like the flat dough. It's also because there's a bit of sugar in it, so it really helps you keep going. So, yeah.
But I do like festivals where there's like for media a little bit of something to drink or eat.
Yeah.
I think one of those
that's nice.
Forta Rock times we got like tickets for some drinks.
Yeah, drinks
and
and foods. Yeah.
Jägermeister.
Oh, and there's one Forta Rock I went to. I think I was the last Forta Rock that was in the smaller park, and we ended up with a whole lot of people who shouldn't be in the back, and I mean I could because I had the right passes for it, but the most people who were there didn't. But we were getting a lot of snacks that they had leftovers, like frikandelle, croquette, fries, everything. They put everything on a large plate and put it on the table where we were sitting. And they were like, yeah, you have to eat it. We have to. This is leftover and it needs to be eaten today. And we thought, okay. So everyone started to eat a little bit, and that was at the end of the day. And we were like, oh, gosh, we almost finished that. And we were like... Everyone was like happy with the food and thinking, and then the lady comes back with a whole full...
Another one.
Yeah. Everybody was just like, we already tried so much to finish this. Stop. But yeah, that was nice. That was also nice. Any free food is good. But and I think... For me, I'm not like greedy on myself. If I'm hungry, I'm going to get something to eat in the festival. That's just how it is. Yeah, that's the last question. I have no idea how long we are already talking.
Me neither. A long time, I think.
It's been long. Yeah. I guess that we can do another... Q&A next year maybe, but at the end...
beginning of the next?
No, at the end, obviously. If we... I mean, yeah.
But maybe people still have questions. Maybe we can, if there's nice questions, we can maybe do one with the Ikigai section.
Yeah.
Just get a question in.
Yeah, we can do that.
If there's nice questions, still coming.
Yeah.
So they can get to know us more and more and more.
More and more and more. And more. I like the questions. They were kind of nice there. There's there were not bad questions.
But don't ask me for best band. Don't ask me. Yeah. I really don't.
No, that's just too hard to answer. So every time I get that question, I'm like, oh, what do I answer here?
Yeah, you probably get different answers every time.
Yeah.
With me.
Oh well,
this was it, I think.
Yeah, next episode we'll be talking about which was our favorites from this year, the concerts and the albums, and yeah, we need to mentally prepare for that, to go about that, and yeah, that's it for this time. So one last thing. Like and subscribe, and bye!